is the thesis basically that like the best entrepreneurs or great entrepreneurs are playing an infinite game. And that means they're trying to hire and build a team that can kind of surf the wave, whatever that wave comes to be over time. And that allows them to, shift and move as the wave goes over different rocks. And I'm killing my analogy here, but like basically they can keep surfing as the wave continues to roll and conditions change.
Have you ever seen that show *Halt and Catch Fire*?
No.
Oh, it's maybe my favorite TV show of all time. So it was a 4-season show. It had Lee Pace, he was excellent, and Mackenzie Davis, and some other really great actors there too. Scoot McNairy, I keep going. Anyway, it chronicled the story of 4 builders. They start in Texas in the 1980s in Silicon Prairie, and eventually they make their way to Silicon Valley. And the amazing thing, this is not quite a spoiler alert, but I'll share, is like they never quite ever make it. Like they have success along the way. They actually end up being quite wealthy and successful in other ways, but they never quite make it. At one point, they're asking themselves, like, what are we actually trying to do here? And then one of the answers was like, we're creating the thing that gets us to the next thing, right? It's like, that's the whole point of this. Is like, we're building the thing that allows us to get to the next thing, right? And what I loved about it is they kind of viewed the craft of building a company almost as art. It's like, this is it. This is actually what the point of this thing is like the art of building something that expands the boundaries of what humans are capable of or where society should go. All right. So I know this is a very philosophical way of thinking about things right now, but like, I find a lot of comfort in that, which is like, if no one knows what's happening next, but we're all trying to build the thing that might actually lead to the next thing, then maybe we should just trust the process. Like there will be ways like for us to find liquidity along the way and so forth.
This is very philosophical, but sort of like, what is the purpose of everything we're doing to a large extent, right? What is the purpose of it, right? You and I have both reached a level where we're not directly working for the financial rewards of these things. And so why still continue it? A lot of people would say, wait, if you don't need to do it for the money, why are you still working 60, 70 hours a week and doing all these things and pushing and pushing and pushing and all of that? And I think though, for me, and it sounds like for you, the big question is like, I want to keep building the next thing that's going to keep it interesting. So like, I would think about that. I'm like, what is this? I get to learn new things every day. And I feel sorry for the people that don't have that same purpose in some ways. And they're just sort of going through the motions. I feel sorry for them.
Yeah. I mean, don't feel sorry for them. Some people know exactly what they're signing up for. There's a lot of dignity of someone that's clocking in, clocking out, and then, having a really, really rich life, building a boat on the side, like hanging out with their kids and soccer and all stuff. I really actually envy people that do not define themselves by what they do as an occupation. The problem with you and me, Adam, is, and so many in Silicon Valley, is we're naturally a little bit fucked up. We came here from a selection bias of like, I think I have the capacity to build something that's going to be really, really meaningful in at least the realm of tech.
Yeah, what egos we all have to think that we can go do that.
It's ego, this is derived off of a lot of things. Maybe there's like, for me, like, I think a lot of this is actually also a little bit of lack of self-love of just like, I got to do this thing because I need to validate it for myself. And, for your wife and your 2 boys, Adam, I know for a fact, they're just like, who is my dad? It's dad. Like, he's just like this great dude, right? They're not, the first thing that comes out of their mouth and describe him is not like, oh, well, he's the CEO of this really successful. Like, you don't give a shit about that. Mine don't either. Like they directly remind me of that all the time. Just like, you're enough. So well, then why do we do it? Well, maybe there's some of that ego thing at play, but also I think we're also denying the other side of it. It's just the joy. Like creating something. Like you and I aren't talented enough to be painters or composers. I wish we were, but this could come off sounding so dickheaded. Our canvas is startups, and like it really is like such a joyful experience to just like put these components together, seeing someone actually transact with us because it is a validation that they found utility out of it. Grow people, grow teams, produce value for other humans that you really like, your investors and so forth. Like that's the best that we can do because we can't play guitar best good enough or paint like an oil paints is like Bob Ross or whatever. So like and I find actually that at least the older I get, man, like the more I lean into that joy, the more I lean into serving joyful people like yourself, like it kind of works out because that's where you find like that lane of like we're making money, we're having a good time. That's pretty good.